I realized, bro, it's like that little kid will be excited about that dope dealer, or the one who has all the money getting it done illegally because he's flaunting it, right? And so here, me, who's doing it the right way, will keep it silent because I don't want to brag, because I don't want to be pompous and pious, all of this type of stuff, right? Because that's what's been associated with it. But I realize, man, if I don't glorify, number one, God, if I don't bring light to the things that I've been blessed with, that's selfish. What up? What up? We are here. We back again. It's 2024. My brother Cole, man, we've been on a hiatus. So let me start it off right. Welcome to another edition of a Father's Heart podcast with your boy Sean and Cole.
And Cole Dub. I think I'm switching up my name to C Dub. You know what I'm saying? C Dub Williams.
I but I know you ain't gonna keep that. I know you. You would never.
I feel like when I wear my hats, I need to be like C Dub. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year to you too, man. I'm glad to be back, bro. Glad to just build with you, man. There's a lot that have been going on, man, but I'm just so glad to be back rocking with you, man. There's so much to get caught up on, especially with 2024, man. There's just so much to unpack, man. So I know you went on a little hiatus, over just chilling, man, just resetting your mind, right? So what was that like for real? Because I know as men preparing. What was that like for you, man? Because you don't reset a whole lot.
No, so 2023 was I felt like all I did was run around, like I just running around trying to get all of the things done, the vision, the dream, sort of setting up everything. And what I found myself doing towards the end of the year, man, is fumbling. Like I'm struggling to just keep the passion and the motivation for the work, to be quite honest with you. And so I needed to take the 2 weeks off, and then I take the 2 weeks off because I'm like, okay, within this 2 weeks, here we go. Within this 2 weeks, my plan was just to rest, but unfortunately I got sick, which ultimately made me have to really rest.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, Sean, man, I think when I look at how much work that we've been able to accomplish as it relates to working with families and fathers, I found myself not even knowing how to sit still. So at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm up. I'm like, oh yeah, I probably need to do something in the kitchen, or I need to clean this up. So it really took me like really intentionally sitting myself down and saying to myself, hey man, it's okay to rest. And I think we don't necessarily take into account the importance of rest, like literally resting, and how resting can actually be really radical. Because it does take a lot of just shutting down and making an agreement with yourself that you are not going to do anything other than just sort of sleep and enjoy that. And I think that's probably one of my lessons for 2024 is that I'm not a machine.
Yeah.
And I just wonder how many men are just operating out of this constant machinery line of thinking of that as a person in this society, with inflation and all of the things that that we have going on, that you have to work, provide. My emotions, everything is connected to how much money I'm making, so this constant need to survive. And even at our age, I'm like, I just want to make memories, but it's kind of hard to make memories if all you're doing is working. So I'm looking forward to 2024.
That's real, man. That's real, bro. I tell you, you said something earlier, and where you was talking about how you felt like, should I be doing something? I could speak for me when I struggle with that, and I don't struggle with that anymore. But when I used to struggle with that, I struggled with that because for a couple of reasons that I realized personally. Number one, I didn't manage my time when I had it.
That makes sense.
So now that time is running out, now I'm trying to do catch up. Listen, there's no way you'll catch up, right? I couldn't catch up because I mismanaged all of that year. So now I'm trying to, in this 2 week span or 1 week span or 2 day span, trying to catch up. That was one thing for me that I had to correct. And then the other aspect is that I felt like I was missing out on something because I really wasn't in my place of purpose, right? Because now I was doing the work, but I wasn't really solidified and really anchored because now I'm like, man, I'm missing out on this. And, what about that? If I was really, I realized that I really wasn't anchored in my assignment. And so now I'm just pulling for straws to try to satisfy this little itch I had. So I learned, man, probably, honestly about 2 years ago. And so I tell you, man, I was off this break. We went to Florida, bro. What we was gone 10 days. So
Okay.
so probably close to 15, 17 days, bro. We chill. I did work, right? Because there was a couple things that I had to do.
Right.
But bro, it was all that, like, those had to do work days. I probably did like two real work days in the midst of that, and the others I didn't do anything, bro. But just really chill with the family, did a little stuff here and there. But I'm like, it was mad important for me to do that. And I'm like, yo, whatever I didn't get done, they'll be all right. And I put my email on that if somebody sent me an email, like, yo, I'm not gonna be back in the office till this time. And before I used to feel guilty, bro. I used to feel real guilty, but I don't feel guilty anymore. And that's what I had to grow into that, man. I had to grow into that. So what you saying is a real thing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And now that we are entering into 2024, man, we have to. I'm gonna say this, and then we can move to our next piece. Is that I decided to live by one word this year, right? So I have a core group now that I reconnected with that went through ET speaking program with me. So my sister Val and and one of my brothers Mickey, man. So we meet now. We agreed to meet once a month, right, to hold each other accountable, to do visionarying and all of that type of stuff. But this was the thing. What came out of it is coming up with one word, and my word for this year, Cole, is intentional.
Okay.
That's my word, is intentional. And so when I use this word intentional, now everything that I do has to be intentional. I used to get up in the morning and I work out, do all this other stuff, but I will first pull up my cell phone. I check my text messages. I check Google. I check my emails. I go to Facebook before I even start doing everything else. And so now, because my word is intentional, now when I get up, it's like, yo, if I deviate from anything, I'm just like, yo, are you being intentional? And so now, it checks me, right? So when I spend time with my wife, my relationships with people, when people ask to meet with me, I'm like, yo, I got to be intentional with my time. Before, I used to be like, I send them my calendar invite and I'm like, set something up for tomorrow. Or now I'm like, yo, don't book anything until 2 weeks out. I'll tell them what week to set up an appointment to rock with me. Right? Because now I'm being real intentional with my time, with my relationships, how I engage people, the whole nine. So I'm trying something new because I've never done it before. But that's my word for the year.
Yeah. No, that's amazing, Sean. And I think as I'm listening to you, I'm also wondering if that could be something that we could challenge our, or just encourage our viewers, maybe not challenge, but encourage them to find a word for the start of the 2024 year. Because I think what happens to us too is that we all get together, we start our vision boards, we start all these resolutions that we say we want to meet and we want to accomplish. And of course, when we do all that, it's we're intentionally, or we're hoping to really accomplish those things. But I think having a one word commitment to yourself is a lot easier than having 20 words to try to commit to, because now that's another layer of responsibility. And then when you don't meet that, right, then comes the guilt and the shame, and then you're back into that vicious cycle. So I'm thinking about that as you're sharing that, because a part of me, and I wasn't planning on sharing this in this today, but I think I had so much anxiety coming back to work after coming off the break, that it almost felt paralyzing. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going back. And so one of the things I started asking myself is, what exactly do I really love about what I'm doing? And do I love what I'm doing, or are there things that I've outgrown?
Great question, man.
Are there, and so I think that's been like one of the questions I had, because I'm like, if I love what I do, why is there so much anxiety connected to it? And love should not be connected to anxiety and worry. So that's been something I've been, kind of questioning and asking myself. But in addition to that, then I think the one word I'm going to try to hold on to for this year is, presence. Presence over pretending. Can I just say that?
Come on, man. That's good, bro. That's good.
Pretending that I'm here when I'm really not. Pretending that I'm okay when I'm really not okay. Saying that, I don't need help when I really need help. So I think that, just kind of being more present, not only for others, but really for myself, and recognizing, okay, you need to do a check-in, So that's going to be mine to start off.
That's really good, man, because even when you're using that word, about being present, and presence, right? When you feel yourself not being present, right? Like, because that's your word, it bring you back, right? When you studying, when you're doing your work, hey, am I present? And so when you're, and what that will do, Cole, is that when you're not present, that give you the opportunity to discover, right? It gives you the opportunity to say, okay, why, when I'm in these situations, why is it hard for me to be present? So now it gives you the opportunity to grow.
Okay.
Right? It gives you the opportunity to grow when you find yourself not being intentional, right? So like, I was intentional the first few days, right? Today, right, there was a wrench thrown. I had my schedule planned out, everything. I was intentional. I was gonna get my car fixed. I had to get my new. I had to get a key fob remade, and that was only, the people told me, they was like only about an hour. So I was intentional. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do this, right? And so what happened? It was a hiccup. It was a hiccup. When I got there, they couldn't do it. I was already there almost over hours. I was close to about 2 hours. Then they said, we can't do it. We need your other key. So I had to come way back. They wanted me to go way back home to get my wife's, to go back. So that took about 5 hours. And so I'm like, man, y'all trying to mess with my 2024 about me being intentional. Right? And so whereas before I would have used that to, all right, well, you know what? I'm just going to get something to eat. The day is just doomed. It's hit. So I said, no, I'm going to still maximize this time. So the person who I was going to go have a meeting with, I went and told them to meet me somewhere, and I went and picked them up en my route. We met as I was doing my business, because I knew it was going to take time. I didn't want to do it over the phone. I didn't want to do Zoom. I wanted to be in this person's presence, because what we're working on is important. So I'm learning to be intentional with my time. So when I was spending that time with that person, like, it was just me and that person, right? And so that's what's helping me. That's where I'm at in 2024. And the crazy thing about it, Cole, with this intention, we talked about it before, bro, is like when you see a vehicle that you want or an object you want, next thing you know, it pops up everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah.
And so I realized, bro, if I'm intentional, about the things that I want and the things that I need, it has to come forth because I'm being intentional. I'm aware, right? So if I'm aware this is what I need to fulfill my assignment, yo, the creator has to do it, right? Because that's what he promised. Right? That's what he promised. And so if I live an intentional life, I at least give myself an opportunity. Right? If I show up, I at least give myself an opportunity. And that's the thing, is that I would want to invite, and how you said, encourage our listeners to be intentional about what they want, what they will do with 2024.
And I think that's important, man, especially when we think about a lot of the fathers that we serve. Because I think, when I look at the father that I am versus the father that I used to be, I'm two different types of fathers right now. And I think about some of the circumstances that I was dealing with as a young father that I don't necessarily have to deal with as an older father. But I think a lot of that is based on some of the decisions that I made. But right now, I'm, and you can attest to this too, I'm working with fathers that are struggling today, struggling with real heavy topics and issues that are associated to their children, seeing their kids, child support, heavy situations that, are what we don't even, men don't often talk about. I'm living with a woman because I can't get proper housing. And this relationship that I'm in is extremely toxic, but I have to stay in this relationship in order for me to maintain housing. Like, we don't even talk about housing from the standpoint of the crisis that men are experiencing and the levels of things that they find themselves having to do to have choices. Choices that they make in terms of like navigating, just even housing, because there's such a crisis for housing, and that we don't see men as men. Men are supposed to already have homes. They are supposed to, all the things that we say men are supposed to do and have. And so, I just think that in 2024, one of the things I also had to recognize that, man, I'm extremely blessed in comparison, to where I know the dad that I used to be and the choices I've had to make to become the dad that I am today. And just continuing to encourage the fathers that we serve and work with, that they too can overcome some of those major hurdles that they might not see or believe that they'll be able to outcome or outbeat or outsmart due to what it feels like to be in the moment of the crisis. So I get excited about 2024, but then at the same time I'm like, yo, not everybody is not everybody is celebrating 2024 the way that it's media. It's populated on the media.
This is the thing, man, is that Cole, and I totally agree with you. And I used to feel that way, and I used to hold back some of the things that was happening in my life, and I still don't share everything, right? But I realized, bro, it's like that little kid will be excited about that dope dealer, or the one who has all the money getting it done illegally because he's flaunting it, right? And so here, me, who's doing it the right way, will keep it silent because I don't want to brag, because I don't want to be pompous and pious, all of this type of stuff, right? Because that's what's been associated with it. But I realize, man, if I don't glorify, number one, God, and if I don't bring light to the things that I've been blessed with, right? That's selfish of me, right? Because there's other people that need to know that doing things the right way, right? And and struggling through, struggling through, and then get it, and listen, I just made an announcement, like, for real, bro. I just made an announcement today, and I don't know if you've seen it on Facebook, that we just got some keys to a new building that we moving into, right?
Wow.
Congrats. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, bro. So this was the thing. In 2022, we prayed, we put on a vision board, and I'm like, God, I want a building, right? And this is only the beginning. Right, this is only the beginning. So the same way when I had my first house, I'm like, God, I love this house, but I want this house that has this and this and this. So my second house had that. But I was like, man, God, I want my next house to have these things. And now I'm here. So now I'm like, man, this next house, this is what I want. Right. So I was appreciative of my first facility that we was providing services for the families. But I'm like, God, I need the people, my team, to be in the building as well as the customers, right? One should not have to leave so the other person could be there.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So this is the thing, bro. We prayed and put it before God in 2022 for 23. And so here, bro, time running out. We like, man, God. And this was the crazy thing, bro. Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you. It is what it is. I have to glorify him. I do. I have to glorify him, bro. But this was the thing. I said, God, this is what we want. The last quarter, a funder hit us up and said, yo, we got some extra dollars.
Come on, man. Come on.
We got some extra dollars. And they said, we got these many dollars. Can you use it? My wife and I like, yes, we believe in for this facility, right? And so they was talking about for us using it one way. So we came back to them like, hey, this is what we want. We don't have it yet, but this is what we want to use it for. They was like, go ahead. Yeah. We didn't have a building, bruh. So I hit somebody up who I knew had a building, beautiful building. They tried to work with us, but it was out of our budget. It was out of what we, what we can afford. I want to be a good steward. We could have struggled with all that to make it happen.
Yeah.
But God was like, Sean, that's not yours right now. That's not it. So I wasn't tripping. But the days is going by. 24 is about to come in, bro.
Okay.
And I wasn't panicked. I just told wifey, I was like, yo, if it's gonna happen, man, God gonna do it. We gonna keep on searching. So one day I'm driving, dog. And Holy Spirit said, turn up in here. And I turned up in there, and I'm looking at this one spot. And I was like, that's cool. And then I was about to leave, but I didn't see no cars. I was about to leave out the driveway. Holy Spirit said, go to that building over there. Go in the building. Why was the owner, he wasn't there, but somebody on the inside was like, yo, I know where the owner is. I'm going to call him. And I'm going to see if you can go and see him. Go over there and see my man. He like, yo, meet me there Monday.
Come on.
Go and meet him Monday. Brother like, yo, this could be yours what you want if you want it. Went through, looked at the facility, everything we needed. They gonna do a whole bunch of renovation, bro, in our price range. Right before 2024 strikes. And we don't have to worry about the money. Why? Because God provided it, bruh. He provided it. And so my thing is, so I have to glorify God. I have to tell people, they don't know what I struggled with, bruh. They just see all this stuff, me and my wife, having this great life, great relationship. Bruh, our relationship wasn't always like that.
Come on.
We had to grow through it to get what we have now. So what you see is real. That's facts, bruh. But it always wasn't like that. There was a whole lot of struggle. And your boy still struggle. But I keep fighting through, man. I keep fighting through. Like, yo, give up for what? I'm saying, like, for real, give up for what and do what? So for 2024, bro, yeah, it's real. Yeah, I don't know how we got here, but it's real.
Yeah.
We have an assignment, man. Like, yo, it's bigger than us. It's bigger than us. You ask and you shall receive, man. It may come with a struggle, but what doesn't? You just need people around you that will help you when you're tired, to hold your arms up. Bro, I'm tired. And brothers come alongside like, I know you're tired, don't give up, I'll hold your arms up. You need to take a knee, bro. But I got you. I ain't gonna talk about you. I ain't gonna dog you. I'm gonna cover you. That's key. I'm gonna cover you in your flaws. I'm gonna cover you. I'm not gonna take it to Facebook and blast you. I'm gonna cover you. You know how many people, bro, I can expose who be trying to do all of this stuff that we had to help? No, we love them through it.
Yeah, man.
You love him through it, man, because people didn't expose. Man, God could have exposed me so badly, bro. He could have. In the platform I have, I wouldn't have the authority, and I wouldn't have the respect if he would expose me when I was in my flaws. But I said, God, please don't expose me. Cole, Cole, I said, God, please don't expose me. Don't expose me. He said, well, you got to die to yourself. I'll die, God, but it's hard.
Yeah.
He said, I don't want to expose you to hurt you.
Yeah.
I know this is not a preaching service, man, but somebody out there need this, man. Because he said, well, love and kindness, well, have I drawn thee.
No, man, it's not, but, as I didn't know the news about the building, right? And I'm very thankful, but I think for me, I recognize too that, I think it's important for us as men, as brothers, to support one another. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm feeling right now for me is just pure, just joy for you and your family and your vision, and knowing that if you winning,
come on, man.
I'm winning, and so many of others who support. Support involved that, support you as an individual, but it's support your family. And so for me, I'm a big crybaby anyway.
Oh man, I am too, bro. We both are.
But I think for me, in light of just kind of moving in light of like the need for brothers to recognize that we really do have to like encourage and support one another and be just genuinely happy for one another to
That's
be
real,
winning.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? And and I think that when we just look at what we've just been seeing across the media as it relates to, our comedians, these brothers have been brothers that have entered into our homes and have made us laugh when we were hurting and down. And to sort of see them in the world, just unpacking and just watching people, communities that look like us, just digging into this, like, oh, this is, and we're just watching these brothers that, I know got me through in some really hard times in my life. And so just to see all of them just kind of unpacking all of that hard stuff in front of the world is just tough to see. But, I think it just spins back to the need for us to, just really be connected as a community and really as men continue to support each other, and just be excited
Come on,
for
bro.
one another to
Come
win,
on,
bro.
bro.
And so,
Come on, bro.
I'm genuinely excited, and I can feel the joy, because it's
Yeah.
So
That's
I was
real,
not.
man.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
you see me cry.
Yeah, bro.
Man.
It's all good, man. But that's the thing, man. That no, honestly, it's the thing, bro. Is that we all live in this life together, man. And all of us, some of us are on the other side. Some of us just going through. Some of us in that valley of decision, man. That valley of decision, man, where you don't know what to do. When you can't hear a voice, and you robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like, man, I get it, man. Like, I get it. Get it. You know what I mean? Having those knocks at the door, man. I remember, man, one day, man, I was in my basement, bro. I didn't know how I was gonna have Christmas for the kids. I didn't know how I was gonna make it, bro. And this dude knocked on my door and said that God told me to come and bring you this bread. But this was the crazy thing, Cole. He didn't give me more than enough. He gave me just enough. Because God wanted me to learn how that He was my provider, that He was my sustainer. It wasn't my season for me to live in the land of overflow. He was still trying to develop me, bro. So what my man gave me, it was just to sustain me and my family for that time and season. And then I had to wait on him in that next season. It's like, all right, God, how is it going to happen? But he said, Sean, trust me. I said, God, I'll trust you, but it's difficult.
Yeah.
And some people may be there right now. My thing is, man, is that you want to be obedient to the Creator right now. Don't try to go and make stuff happen. I need you to be obedient to what is He calling you to do. Who is He? Who does God want you to know Him as? Right, I knew Him as a healer because He healed my wife. Right, when we said, but I didn't know Him as a provider, bruh. He's like, Sean, I want to reveal myself to you as a provider. You always had bread, Sean. You always grinded. You always did this. So no, you didn't know me as your provider when you don't have enough.
And I think too, man, one of the things I think we have to normalize for men is the ability to just be still.
Be
And
still,
not
man.
just be literally just be still. You know, and I think it's this again, culturally, we're conditioned to grind, to work, so much so that our bodies run down and our minds are still going. So this idea of like, damn, we have to create spaces for men to just be still, man, just to be still, because there's so much creativity in stillness. I can hear you when I'm still.
Come on, man.
But if I'm constantly all over the place and my mind is going, I can't hear everything is jumping up. So I just hope for brothers 20 and 2024, for fathers, man, that I'm encouraging stillness and rest. And helping in our communities and our homes, helping to create those spaces for men to feel that and know that they can also go to a space where they can be psychologically safe and physically safe as well. I mean, we know how to carry ourselves in the physical space, but man, that psychological world, it's a beast, man. It's a beast. So I want brothers to learn the power of stillness so that they can hear themselves and hear God and hear their family. Man, I can't hear nobody if my mind is running. You know what I'm saying? So so that's what I'm hoping, and I feel like that's what we're launching into for 2024, man, for the work that we're doing for fathers and families, man. So it's powerful.
I love it. I think our job is done, man. And I want to I want to support even what you said even more, Cole. With this, you made me think about an encounter that one of the disciples had with Jesus on the boat. It was a storm, and they went to Jesus, and he was like, "Yo, it's a storm, right? Like, wake up." Like, wake up. He was asleep in the middle of a storm, dog, and his boys was going crazy. And Jesus just let him know, like, yo, you could have spoke to the storm and made it stop. But this was the thing, the revelation I got, is that you can't control or have faith or have peace until you can rest in the storm. Jesus was asleep, dog, in the storm. We have to be able to rest in the storm. Rest in the storm.
Yeah, bro, listen. Hey, I surrender. I'm good.
Yeah.
You gonna have me running around here.
I think we could. Happy 2024.
Happy 2024, y'all. Man. Rest in the storm. Yeah, man, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, way to get this thing popping for 2024, man. Y'all, we man. Yeah. Cole, just trust me for a second, man. But I just decree and declare, man, everybody who's watching this shall be blessed. That you shall be blessed. That everything that you touch, you will prosper, increase, and multiply. Nothing missing, nothing out of order. That you shall ascend and become everything that the Creator has called you to become. Yes. I speak blessing over you when you lie down, when you get up, and you go, when you come. That everywhere that your feet shall trod, you shall be blessed. Matter of fact, every time somebody call your name, I decree and declare that it will prophetically mean blessing. And everything that has been held up and locked up, I command in the name of Jesus that it's released now. That you blessed. In the city, you bless when you come, you bless when you go. I decree and declare that you the head and not the tail. You above only and not beneath. And when the enemy come in like a storm, the great creator will lift up a standard of holiness, that you shall not die, that you shall have peace that surpass all understanding. Matter of fact, eyes have not seen nor ears have heard or entered into the heart of men what God has planned and have in store for you. You haven't seen anything yet. So I touch and agree with you this day. I touch and agree with you. I touch and agree. Sign it. Sign it. I prophetically decree, sign it, that your days shall be greater than this day. Your latter years shall be greater from here forth. Speak it, seize it, walk in it. Yeah. Yeah, in Jesus' name. Cole, you started something, man. We don't talk that on this, man.
Amen.
But, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, man. Hey, you know how I feel.
Yep.
You like God when He come, and let Him do what He do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
hey,
Let's get this work.
man, 2024, man.
2024. Cup runneth over. For real. Watch.
Yeah.
2024. Love y'all. See y'all next week, man.
Yeah.